Negative emotions are harmful to us. These emotions take away sound thinking of the mind. They make us feel bad, even at times when there is an opportunity for being happy. Negative emotions like anger, anxiety, depression, and frustration altogether make us pathetic. Therefore, it is very important to get rid of these emotions. Reasons why Stoicism is against negative emotions. The Stoics want to get rid of emotions altogether for several reasons. The first reason is that emotions are not logical or rational. Logic is the process by which your mind reaches decisions about which options to pursue in certain situations. The second reason Stoicism is against emotions is that emotions distort our perception of reality. The whole point of being a Stoic is to become aware of your surroundings and the events and people in them. If you are always preoccupied with your emotions, then you cannot see reality as it is, but instead view it through the filters of your emotions. The third reason is that negative emotions stop the flow of energy. It's hard to feel happy and energized when we are feeling bad all the time. We are not only using up all of our energy but also making ourselves sick. Negative emotions like anger, anxiety, fear, guilt, depression, and frustration suck the energy out of you. They deplete you emotionally, physically, and spiritually. The next setback of negative emotions is that negative emotions lead to poor decision-making. Negative emotions make it hard to think straight and to make good decisions. They also interfere with our ability to remember new information. In fact, negative emotions actually interfere with brain function. When you are feeling negative, your prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for planning and decision-making, is less activated than when you are in a neutral state. This means that you are less able to make good decisions and remember new things. The final reason is that negative emotions affect how we treat other people. People are more willing to help someone if they like them. We want to spend time with people who make us happy. If we are feeling sad, we are more likely to avoid contact with others. How to control your emotions. How we should not let negative emotions take over our lives. The best way to do this is to train your mind to ignore or detach itself from emotions, and it is the reason why Stoicism focuses so much on training your mind to recognize its own thoughts and to detach itself from the emotions which stem from these thoughts. The basic idea is that if you learn to see emotions as just a reaction to your environment and as something which can be influenced by rational thought, you can begin to train yourself not to react so strongly to them in the first place. A final note about emotion, for those who might be thinking, wait, Stoicism is about getting rid of emotions. How is that possible? Well, my dear reader, it is true that a Stoic would seek to reduce the number of emotions he experiences, but at the same time, a Stoic would accept and even welcome certain emotions as a means to achieving their goals. For example, I have emotions that drive me to work harder than others, and those emotions help me get better grades and excel in school. This is not the case for every person, and many other emotions come into play, but overall, the concept is not that simple. There are certain emotions that lead to negative outcomes, such as anger, while there are emotions that lead to positive outcomes, such as determination. How to stop being pathetic. We don't want to be pathetic. We want to be strong and courageous, but there are times in life when we will face tough situations. If we are not careful, those situations will be damaging. That's why we need to be prepared for any situation. The Stoics believe that we should cultivate the strength to face adversity in a way that would preserve their dignity. Here are some Stoic solutions. 1. The Stoics believed that the best medicine for the world's problems was to find a way to live with dignity. They saw themselves as capable of overcoming obstacles and challenges, and they wanted others to see them as heroic for living life with strength and dignity. So they used willpower to conquer fear and despair, and then they looked to cultivate a sense of purpose in life that was bigger than their own suffering. 2. The Stoics weren't interested in trying to please anyone or in being seen as perfect. They believed that there is no such thing as a good or bad person, but only different types of human beings. They thought we should learn from the example of someone who faced hardship with dignity and strength and use our natural tendency to be generous to help others. 3. The Stoics believed that emotion was a source of pain and that the more emotion we felt, the more pain we were giving ourselves. To deal with pain in a way that preserves dignity, they focused on cultivating self-control. They were like the good cop of the Stoic philosophy. And as a good cop, they encouraged us to do what we can to control our own reactions. We should be able to control our emotions and get rid of pain through our willpower and self-control. 4. Stoicism is about making choices, not just reacting. The best Stoics made choices about the emotions they would allow themselves to feel, and they made choices about how they would respond to pain in their lives. 5. The Stoics believed that we should act in accordance with nature and not according to custom or convention. We are hardwired to crave comfort, but the Stoics taught us to cultivate an attitude of gratitude for all that we have, which will help us develop a healthy perspective about comfort and happiness. They believe that if we keep our minds free of doubt, we can create and achieve our dreams and accomplish great things in our lives. 6. The Stoics believe that the most important thing in life is to be kind and compassionate to everyone you encounter. And the way they chose to show compassion was to put their own suffering aside and to act based on what they knew would benefit others. They believed that when we are kind to others, our spirits lift. And if we are kind to other people, they'll lift ours. 7. The Stoics believed that the way to make the best decisions in life was to focus on what we know and then to listen to our hearts. When you feel sad or upset, you have a natural inclination to lash out at your problems. This is a bad habit to get into. It's normal to feel sad sometimes. But instead of lashing out at your problems, the best thing you can do is to let yourself feel sad and then do something that will help you overcome the sadness. You should think about how you can make your situation better and try to find ways to make things better. 8. The Stoics believe that the power of our minds is limitless and we can help ourselves and others by exercising our will in a positive direction. They emphasize that we can influence others by demonstrating respect and compassion. They believe that it is important to be a role model for others. 9. The Stoics believe that the world is an imperfect place. Things are unpredictable and we shouldn't take our future too seriously. We should be happy to live in the present moment. When they were in the grip of strong emotion, the Stoics believed that they needed to act in accordance with their feelings. Finally, every time we have something negative, we have to make an effort to change our emotional state into something positive. The Stoics believe that emotions are irrational, and they believe that it's better to be controlled by logic and reason than it is to be controlled by emotions. The Stoics also believe that emotions cloud your judgment, and they think that you should try to keep yourself calm and rational at all times. That's what the topic about how to control our emotions is all about. It may be hard, but it has to be done.